There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the race down and out. I take some time to do the things we never heard. Gonna take the love to drive me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the race down and out. I take some time to do the things we never heard. I'ma break you off, let me be your motivation to stay and give it tonight. And baby, turn around, let me give you innovation. Yeah, 'cause I do it so right. You got that good, good, baby, don't you? Got that good, good, baby, don't you? But you leave this so long. Ain't regular, that ain't regular. I ain't gon' keep waiting for it. Ain't gon' keep waiting for it. 'Cause you know this thing here ain't regular, that ain't regular. Falling into the bed, why would we ever do something instead of falling into the bed right now? Yeah. I'ma break it off, let me be your motivation to stay and give it tonight. And baby, turn around, let me give you innovation. Yeah, 'cause I do it so right. Think about it, ooh, think about it, think about it, ooh, take a look at me now. Hey, a little motivation, alright. You got a bad one, baby, don't you? Bad one, baby, don't you? And we both know that. Hi, friends. How are you? Can you hear me? Good? Are we happy to be here? Some people are happy to be here. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna, just so everyone knows, I'm still wearing the clothes that I wore when I taught Turbo a little while ago. So that's just the way it goes right here. That's how it happens on a Thursday. And that's okay, because we're all friends here and you can't smell me, so it's all good. We're going to kick it off with some celebration and some recognition. We're going to talk about inviting. We're going to keep it super focused today. And hopefully at the end of these 30 minutes, you are just reminded that you have the most incredible potential within you, and that all you have to do is tap into it. And as we get started into like rank advancement and all of that kind of stuff, I have a recognition that I want to share with you really quick, and that is to our other leader, Ruth. Ruth recommended the book Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. I don't say that out loud in case there's people, lucky bitch. And she recommended that to me. I don't know, Ruth, when was it? Like 6 weeks ago. You're like, you should read this book. You should read this book. And I'm like, yeah. Well, I am a hoarder of books, as my team knows. And if someone recommends a book to me and I go on Barnes and Noble and that author has written like 16 other books, I buy all the books. So I bought all her books, because that's what I do, former English teacher. But then, y'all, here's the thing. It sat here and I didn't read it. And I have been on this planet long enough and been in this business long enough to know that the opposite of what personal growth should be doing to us is causing stress. So I don't get super stressed about my book. I let the book come to me, because I know it will. And if I'm stressed about finding it, I'm not going to find it. But I ordered those books. And they sat here. And finally on Sunday evening, I opened up Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. Sunday. This is Thursday. I finished that book last night. In 4 days, I finished it. And it was a constant aha, underline every package or every passage. I was listening to it. I was reading it. I was reading it out loud to my daughters. I was sending it to my accountant. I was talking, I did an IGTV on it. I'm like, this was the book that the universe was wanting me to read, which is why I hadn't found a book yet. And then the universe needed me to read it at the time that I needed to read it, which was Sunday. And then I read it in 4 days. So I'm shouting out to Ruth for recommending it to us. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend getting it. And then she has 2 others, just Lucky Bitch, and then also Chillpreneur. which I think sounds like the most amazing kind of entrepreneur to be, just like chillpreneur. I think that sounds amazing. So I'll be reading all of that next. And Ruth, I just want to thank you for recommending that to me. It's been a game-changing book for me, and it's one of those books that I will go back to and recommend to everyone. So if you have not read it, please do so. Now let's get into advancement, and recognition. Who, Ruth, I know you want to talk about Artina, and who else do we want to talk about today?
Yeah, y'all, we have to raise the roof for Artina, Marie, and teammates. The teammate coaches are on right now. Shanika, Andrika, Mia, Aaron. I'm going to miss some of you, and I don't mean to, I promise. But you guys, talk about massive growth this year with Artina's team and her see the year that they are having together. And you all can see people posting their trackers. It's always teammate is in there first, dropping their full on tracker. So if you're wondering, how do I grow this business? How do I help my coaches? You do that tracker, because they are all blowing it up. They're all usually leading the way with that tracker. And that's why so many of the coaches on here are either close to diamond, new diamonds, star diamonds as well. So kudos to you, Artina. You deserve it so much. This is only the beginning. I'm so proud of you, and I love you, and I can't wait to squeeze you and celebrate with you.
I just first want to thank God, who's the head of my life, and Teammate Empire, and Ruth, and all of you. That is
it. Love it. Okay, that is.
It's like her Academy
what else?
Award speech. Like, it's, let me come up to the mic and do my Academy Award speech. First, I'd like to thank my casting agent, and it's amazing.
Yes.
I think we're talking about
pass it off to anyone else.
Yeah, after that, I think we're talking about inviting. So who else has something they want to celebrate? And then we're going to dig in.
I will say that I have a gazillion coaches who need like 1 or 2 emeralds, and they'll have diamond locked in. Just emeralds. And I know 2 of mine last night, they didn't have their spouse signed up, and they signed up their spouse last night, 2 of them, and that's going to be one of their emeralds. So they're really like getting into the mindset of controlling the controllable, being the CEO of their business, and understanding the importance of having their spouse signed up. So I know Amber and Wendy, 2 of my girls, had their husband sign up last night. But literally, at least I think we have like 8 that just need like emeralds, and that's it. And they have diamond locked in. So proud of my girlies and perfectly balanced team. You're doing awesome. And congrats, Artina. Yay!
Anybody else have anything they want to share?
Go into inviting?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's dig in. I want to make sure that they have time to ask questions that are very specific. Okay, really quickly, as leaders, we came together and we were like, hey, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? The common theme, you guys, is you guys are overcoming some fears. You're starting to share more on social. You're starting to open up, which wins all around. It's all super important. It's all very awesome. But you guys, invites are so freaking important. And so we just want to talk about the mindset around it just a little bit, because I think I shared last week, or maybe it was on another call. I don't know. I'm on like 800 every single week. I was afraid to invite at the beginning. I had a really like scary fear of rejection and all the things. But I want to share something that I did just in case you have to like overcome your fear at like your own pace sometimes. And so at the beginning, when I started, I was not afraid to invite all of the people that I knew, love, and trusted that I just like wanted in my group. So selfishly, I was like, who do I want to surround myself with? Who do I want in my challenge? Who do I want to build this business with? I was not afraid to invite my closest friends, my closest family, the people that I loved. But after I ran out of like those 30, 40 people, I was like, okay, now I'm just going to wait until they come flocking. Like, I'm just going to wait. But since I knew that I had to work through that fear, I became so proactive about sharing my journey and calls to action. Like when I scrolled back months ago to the very beginning of my coaching journey, and it was like every other day, I was doing some sort of come do this with me, what I was loving about it. I have 5 more spots in this group. Like, let's go. I was very openly helping people publicly because I was afraid to invite behind the scenes. So you've got to do one or the other. Like, cause we built to 6-star in 6 months. So like things were happening and it wasn't like I was in a slump and things weren't working. I was making it work in some way. I just had to make it work in my way until I overcame my crap and understood how silly I was to not invite behind the scenes. But like I was very proactive publicly. So for those of you that every single day I see your tracker and you do all the boxes except your invites, what are you doing publicly? Because while you're overcoming your crap behind the scenes, which we're going to hopefully help you do that faster than I did, you've got to be openly telling people, I want to help you. I'm here for you. Let's lock arms and do this together. I have 3 spots left in this virtual gym and I want to help women who are ready to go, who need a simple solution, who need an answer for fitness and health and mindset. Let's do this together. Where are you at? Drop a heart. Let's have that conversation. Like you've got to be openly sharing your opportunity, right? And I did the same thing for coaching. Right out of the gate, y'all. I laugh at myself. The second month I was a coach, I was posting about my new coach internship, that I was bringing on girls that wanted to make fitness their business and wanted to work out for a job. I'm like, I didn't even know what the crap I was doing my second month in, but I was running a mother of an internship. Like that's just, I didn't know what it was. I just knew that I wanted to help all the people feel as excited and as good as I was doing. And making fitness my job was how I was staying accountable. And so I'm like speaking to Micah from a month ago. I want to find the Micah from a month ago that needs to make fitness their job in order to just show up for yourself. And I was running an internship and like helping people get started in my challenge group and then just helping them talk to their friends. So the way that you show up, your excitement behind this, your confidence behind what you have to share, that is what's going to attract the right people. That is what's going to start conversations, ignite new relationships, all of those things. So if you're someone who is afraid of the behind the scenes work, you've got to be so proactively working on your page and in your stories if you want to bring people to the table, okay? But do one of you other leaders want to talk about just the whole idea of the behind the scenes work and the planted seeds and not tying your emotion? I love how Artina talks about this. Do you want to talk about this? Like not tying the emotion to the outcome and all that stuff?
Can you guys hear me? Because my spectrum is whack. All right. So, as I tell my team, like, y'all got to stop being so emotionally connected to the outcome. When I invite, obviously I'm expecting great things, but I also go in knowing that I am simply sowing a seed. I am just letting them know what I have to offer so they can come back and then watch me boss out. So they can come back, watch me with these workouts, watch my team get these transformations. And I even say, you either going to watch or you're going to join the winning team. What you're going to do. But the invite is just saying, hey, I'm over here, right? And so it may not have been a need for them on Monday, but if on Tuesday they get a bad report when they go to the doctor and the doctor's like, hey, you need to get this blood pressure down, then that invite then turns into, let me check this girl out a little bit more. If you invite in September and everything is going well, but her gym is closed down, her kids are driving her crazy, she see y'all like smiling and happy and excited, maybe she's starting to feel alone because, she's doing remote learning. Like when you send the invite, first off, you're a stranger. No matter how much connection you've built, sometimes people don't even believe in themselves yet, much more believe in you, much less believe in you, right? People have tried several different things that didn't work. And then they know that they aren't good at committing. So sometimes the no or the ghosting has nothing to do with you, but we get so caught up in that we don't move forward to invite the next 5. And out of that 5, you may have one that says, you know what? I've actually been watching you. I'm ready. Okay, so don't allow the no's or the people who ghosted you to get in the way of the people right around the corner. And then if the people right around the corner ghost you, at least they're now in your pipeline for you to go back and follow up with, for you to go back and reach out and say, hey girl, where'd you get that from? Oh my God, I feel your pain. And then that turns into, girl, tell me more about this invite, because they know because you invited them months ago. And then this business is not in real time. So what we do in September, you may not see the blessings from that until November. But if November comes and nothing's happening, it's because you probably ain't do nothing in September. And then don't rely so much on your posts. Like, y'all, my captions, I be spending sometimes like hours and nobody likes it but my team, right? Nobody comments, I'm in but my team. But so many of us rely on the pretty picture and the caption for people to just come to you. No, that's just a part of the equation. That's just a part of them getting to know what you're doing. It does not take away from the invite. Another thing, when we're inviting, so many people are scared to follow up. The reason why you're scared to follow up has nothing to do with the person. It's you. It's your mindset. Feeling like, well, if she wanted to do it, she would have said yeah. Or we're so quick to make the decision for people. It's not for you to make the decision. Send the follow-up, okay? She may have read your message and was, I don't know, getting groceries out the car, or about to clock into work, or maybe, you know, she dealing with kids all day. But we're so like, well, she saw the message, she ghosted me. Maybe she didn't ghost you. You ever like read a text and you was going to respond, but you responded in your head and you never came back? Or did you ever see a post that was really good and you laughed, but you didn't hit the laugh emoji? Or you felt that person's pain, but you didn't hit the heart? Okay, so people are watching you. Don't get so caught up in the outcome of the like, the comment, the yes. And then when people are like, well, how much is it? You know, or is this Beachbody? It sure is. It depends on what you decide to go with. You have to own it and not be so like in your feelings. If you can remove the like emotional attachment to this, life would be so much better. Because guess what? If they tell you no, you still got food in the refrigerator, right? You still got Beachbody on demand, so they may not be ready, but you get in your life, right? You still, you know, you're still breathing. You're going to be fine. Nobody's going to come through the phone and smash your computer by saying no. So get over that. And then you got to think about how long it took you to jump. How many times you went back and watched the person's post, clicked on everybody who was tagged, had to get confirmation from the Lord, had to talk to your spouse, went to YouTube, saw the video that told you Beachbody is bad. So then you're like, oh, I don't need to do it. Like, you're not exempt when you're inviting people and they go through that same cycle. But then when they come back and they're like, wow, she's still doing this. She look good. She happy. Oh, she on a call with all these girls. Let me check that out. So just, you know, I know I have a lot to say, y'all. I get so excited about this, but it's the truth. We hold ourselves back. It has nothing to do with your emerald coach that dropped rank. It has nothing to do with, oh, my coaches won't work. No, you're not working by finding new coaches. It has nothing to do with your people. You are in control of what you're in control of, and it's not of other people. It's what you're supposed to be doing every day with your daily tracker. Cool beans, it's all in love.
Artina for president. That's all I have to say about that. Artina, I'm glad you said that piece about kind of the flip-flop, because how many times have we taken time to make a decision and then we get on the other side of it. Now all of a sudden we're like, why aren't they doing it right now? And we forget where we were on the other side of it. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Micah, we're kicking it back to you.
Okay, one thing I want them to do this week. This is something that I had to shift at the beginning, and it made so much of a difference. And I still to this day do it. I want you guys, it's our natural human nature to assume the worst. We assume they're ghosting us because they think we're weird, because they think we're salesy, because they think we're annoying, because blah, 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 blah. Instead, I want you to assume the best always. Okay. And what I mean by this is if they ghost you, Their kid just pooped on the ground and they got to do mom life and they forgot. Okay. They opened your message. Something happened with whatever and they forgot. It has nothing to do with you. That's why you have to come back around and give them some love on their posts and engage as a normal human. We're not just inviting. We're inviting, loving on them and being a normal human, engaging and interacting, building the relationship, following up, loving on them and building the relationship and being a normal human and engaging, following up. Like there, it should be not invite, follow up. That's when they're like, homie is psycho, like get out my inbox. You've got to also be engaged in their life, be interested in what they're putting out there, be a very normal human in between inviting them to this amazing opportunity, this incredible gift, this blessing that we have to change their life, right? So just be mindful of that. But I want you to show up every single day this week, assuming the best, assuming that there are people out there who are praying for an answer. Go find them. Assume that they are ready to get your message. Assume that they are looking for a solution. Assume that they need what you have to give them. If they ghost you, assume the best. If they say no, assume that it's a hard time in their life right now and they will come back around. I swear to you, if you shift this, it takes all of the pressure off. It takes all of the focus on you and it puts it just on, I'm going to find whoever's ready for it, but I'm going to do the work. And that's what lots of you are not doing. Our job is to send the invite. Their job is to just open it and the ones who are ready will say yes. Our job is not get as many yeses as you can today. Our job is plant as many freaking seeds as we can today to share this gift with as many people. Because like Artina said, there is a delay. They get the invite, they watch, they get a follow-up, they watch, they get another follow-up. Okay, they're ready. Like it takes time, you guys, and you can't make it about you. You don't suck because they ghost you. You don't suck because they said no. It's not about that. It's just simply not the right time yet. But I can promise you there's people out there who are ready right now. And if you're not doing your job to find new people while people are waiting, that's where you fall into the funk of like, oh, getting discouraged and oh, woe is me and oh, this isn't working and oh, I must be doing something wrong. Okay. So this week, assume the best in everything that you do when you show up to work. Okay. We want to leave it open for questions. So we have 10 minutes. Who has questions?
I have a question. I put it on the chat and I think Ruth responded. So I have a lot of people tell me I'm definitely interested in working in my health and fitness. It's just not the right time yet. What's the commitment look like? And Ruth just posted, she wrote, ask them first and foremost, why do you think you're not ready? Like, what should I be responding to that? Because I feel like even though they're not ready, I wasn't ready. But then I started noticing that my cholesterol went through the roof. I wasn't feeling okay. And I had already been doing this with Allie back in the day. I contacted her. I was like, girl, I'm so in now. I wasn't ready, but I became ready, right? So how do I respond to those? I'm wanting to work on it, but I'm not ready yet.
All right, let's answer your question, girl. So first off, what you just said is the answer. Your answer is your story. Your answer is your testimony. I always use the feel, felt, found method. Like, girl, I understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way, but what I found was that. I use that on everything. And if you don't want to get a whole lot of objections, then start openly addressing them in your stories. You know, you can go back and say, and I do this all the time, I'll be like, you know what, this girl messaged me, and sometimes I'll just be like making it up, but I'll be like, this girl just messaged me and was like, God, I really want to like do this, but I just don't think I'm ready. And here's what I got to say for anybody else who feels that way. And then you answer the question. So I don't really get the objections about money, time, commitment, children, spouse, because I talk about it all the time in my stories. And I always come back and say, you know, hey, this is what someone said. Another tip is once you write out your response, save it, because somebody else is going to come at with that same objection. And so the next time you won't freeze and be like, oh my God, what do I say? you just go back and pull it up from what you said the last time. But the objection, the answer to that is what you just said. You already used the feel, felt, found method, and what you just told us. Now just tell her that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I just want to add on, you guys. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to maybe be weird sounding. But I think also it's important to remember that there's a reason why our trackers have like all these little activities, because they all blend together. So like, you know, a lot of you girls are inviting and you're hitting the numbers because the ebook says, you know, invite the 10 or whatever, and you're doing that, and that's awesome. But then what do you think these people do? You invite them, they go to your page, and then maybe they don't see a post from you for a week, and they're like, nah, it doesn't hit home, right? But if you invited them boldly, and even if it was kind of out of the blue, they go to your page and they're like, oh wow, like she's showing up on Labor Day, or look, she wasn't on track exactly on Labor Day, but she's got a plan or whatever. And so that consistency speaks volumes, and it really lends to the invite that that you're sharing, and it makes them say, you know what, let me talk to this person. I've got some questions. She's proving herself to me in the way that she shows up daily. And that is monumentally important, you guys. Like I know you see leaders like me, and I'm guilty of it, where I tend to not post every single day anymore, but I swear to you, I did for my first 5 years. And so it's like, as your audience and your list grows, like maybe you earn or you fall into that flexibility of posting. But especially as you're building your organization, you're building your credibility, that daily posting is critical. So I just want to throw that in there too.
And I'll piggyback really quick off of Brittany, just because I know we were talking about posting too, is, you know, the vital behaviors. Hopefully all of you know the vital behaviors of Beachbody. Well, it's the same exact thing with your tracker, whether you're using the BAT, whether you're using Micah. I know she has one specifically. I know Ruth has one specifically for her girls, or like I know me and Brittany have very similar ones that we use. You can't pick and choose what you want to do. Like if you want to be successful, you have to do everything. And that's exactly what Brittany is saying, is you can't say, I'm just going to do the invites, but not ever share on social media. No, that is why if you look at both the BAT, or if you look at the one that Brittany and I use, we tell you, you've got to share on your Instagram stories, your daily life, your kids being sick, sharing that you worked out today, what's your move of the day, talking about the products, why you're drinking that go-go juice in the morning, or, you know, what's your call to action today for the people that are watching it. You have to be willing to do everything, because your social media is your storefront, but the invites is the behind the scenes work. So if they're not aligning, you're going to be off. You're not going to get the yeses. And I loved what our Tina said about addressing the objections, is that when you're posting, just take that and spin it. I will actually tag people that I'm talking to about coaching. I'm like, okay, so my girl, Brittany, just told me she doesn't have time for coaching because she has 3 kids. Well, guess what? So do I. And I like talk about the objections, and I tag the people that have questions and concerns. And they're like, a lot of times we build a stronger relationship because I'm addressing their issues, you know, publicly, and it brings in other people at the same time. So really, really important that you use your tracker, whether it's Micah's or Julie's or Ruth's or Artina's or Brittany's or the one I share or the BAT, whatever it is, and hit all of the points, because there's a reason why. There's a reason to sharing your workout, your PD, your kids being sick, and X, Y, and Z, all of those things. It's the whole thing. You know, that's what gives you success. So make sure that's aligning with your invites.
To tag on to that, I think each of us probably gets different, I mean, specific to us, general, we all get the same sort of, you know, it's too expensive, or the, you know, sort of objections, but maybe you get some objections that are specific to you. Because I am a fitness loving person, sometimes I will get people who say to me, well, I love going to the gym, or I love doing this, as if there's only one way we can get fit. Like it's an either or situation. So I try really hard on my social I'm teaching class today, I'm taking class today, I'm doing this today, so that the person who already likes fitness starts to connect the dots between, oh, she's working out at home, and she's doing this, and she's doing this, and she's doing this, because it's always and. Everything in life and in this business is really and, it's not an either or. So think about the objections that you specifically get, like Ali said, 3 kids, and she's going to talk specifically to that, and talk specifically to those objections. Once you know your demo and those objections that you get, talk specifically to those.
And don't be afraid to ask them questions, you guys. I literally had this girl, yesterday, she's like, I don't know if I'm ready. And I said, okay, why not? And I let her tell me why she wasn't ready. I sent her 3 voice messages back about why that was okay. And I felt the same. And I just got a message from her saying, okay, let's do this. I'm excited. Get to know them. They're people, right? Get to know them, care about them, love on them. There's no right or wrong answer. The right or wrong answer is, are you loving on them and sharing your truth with them and sharing how this has impacted your life in a positive manner and extending that to them? There's not a script for caring or loving people. And that's what we do. You are someone's cheerleader. They don't feel ready. You're their cheerleader. You're the one that's supposed to be there, not to convince them to join, but to pump them up and show them that they're capable of more than they realize before they ever even join you. Do you guys have more questions? Did we chat any?
Y'all don't have no more questions, so y'all got all the answers. Y'all feel 1000% amazing in doing this. No fear, no doubt.
So we're on week 2, you guys, of the checklist. So I don't like the main thing that changed from week 1 to week 2 is basically the amount of coach invites you're sending. So now it's 10 daily. So maybe you guys have questions around that. The other thing is sharing your struggles. So being a little bit more vulnerable in your stories or in your posts, like sharing, things that you've overcome. So maybe that will spark some questions before we hop off, because you guys got a week until you get us again. But 10 coaching invites a day and sharing your struggles. Any questions on that stuff?
This is Shanika. I don't have a question, but I want to make a comment about sharing the struggles part. Yesterday, I did my first team power hour. So proud of myself for that. I'm so sorry I have this subway system rolling by here. During the power hour, I talked about this week, guys, we're supposed to be sharing our struggles. I said, I know it's only Wednesday, but if you haven't, you need to get on it and share it. It's midweek. It's time for us to, kind of just step up and do some of these things sooner rather than later, right? Just to challenge yourself. And then right after that, I had a few of the girls from the call literally tag me and say, I did it. Just because you talked about it, I posted my struggle, and then when you are sharing things with your team, go back and just celebrate each other and let each other know, like, we've all started somewhere, and the fact that they're sharing it, just celebrate it. And then pump each other up with those posts, so that's all I wanted to share.
Anyone else? Shanika, where do you live? Do you live in, please say New York City.
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
I just feel like I just need a little New York City in my life. So that makes me happy.
I got you. Whenever you need some New York, we get on the
Any other questions?
Why no direct coaching invites, Raquel? I just want to dig into that because I'm sure you're not the only one who's doing it that way.
I don't feel as confident, I think, to reach out and or maybe because the girls that I'm reaching out to are, they have to start their health and fitness journey first before they start coaching. I think other ones that I know were into coaching, or they're great cheerleaders, great supporters, they love health, maybe not fitness but health. I can maybe bring it up to them, but I'm just starting with, hey, would you like to join my next challenge? By the way, you'd be an amazing coach. I'm not like 100%, I guess, like, haven't learned everything yet, but I'm going, and it's changing my life. It's helping me, and I'm doing what I love to do, which is helping people. That's kind of how I'm doing it versus like a direct coach invite.
So I actually, how I got into this, I was looking to join someone's online boot camp. I filled out their application for the online boot camp. They came back to me, and actually I went to them. I stalked them on Facebook. I was like, hey, I filled out your application. She thought I meant coach business application. I did not mean that. And she's like, oh, you want to be a coach? And I said, no, I am not fit enough to be a coach, were my direct words to her. Fast forward, because she didn't respond to me for 7 days, I found my coach's YouTube video about the business opportunity. And in 2 seconds, my entire mentality shifted because somebody told me about the business opportunity right out of the gate. Not like, I actually told like that girl, I was like, no, I'm not fit enough. But then when I saw the business opportunity, I went into it full force. And I started as a coach with my health and fitness journey together. And that's actually the only reason I was a yo-yo dieter. I'm not like Julie. I don't love fitness. Like, I am not like, woo, fitness. Yes, let's work out. I'm like, no, I gotta do it. But it's the only reason I don't yo-yo is because I'm a coach, because I have that accountability. And it's also the only reason I rocked my 21-day fix results is because I knew there was a business attached to it. And I don't know about you guys, but I was in a place of desperation and fear of my future when I found this business. And I thank God every day my coach had the balls to put that video on YouTube. I am so thankful for it. And so when we're not offering this to other people, when we're not sending you guys 3 invites a day, 5 invites a day to the business, right? That can change someone's life. I don't know if my babies would be in the other room right now if my coach did not have the nerve to say, this is a business opportunity on social media, right? And so we're robbing people of this gift, and I really believe it. And I'm going to be honest with you, nobody on here is going to get comfortable inviting to the business or get confident in that until you do it. How do you build confidence in something? You do it, right? It's not like, oh, let's read a book about swimming. And I'm just, oh, I feel really good that I can swim now. I'm going to go jump in the ocean. That's not how it works, right? You have the book about inviting. Now you go invite and you try it and you do it and you do it until it is literally my favorite thing to do. It's all I actually want to do is just have that conversation because I know it's a gift. And when I was a brand new coach, my mom, who's like the sweetest person ever in the entire world, but she asked about this business and how it was going for me. And I told her like I had earned money that first month. And she said, how are you not telling more people about this? She's like, this could change somebody's life. And I was earning a tiny fraction of what I'm like earning now. And she looked at me and she's like, you need to tell people about this. So someone needs it. You build your confidence by doing the things, ripping off the Band-Aid and seeing what happens. It gets easier every time you do it.
I love that, Ruth. I just want to add on really quickly as we wrap up. When you think about coaching, invite them to what you love about this. You don't have to invite them to this $1 million opportunity. Like, you're not inviting them to whatever that is scaring you right now. Maybe you don't feel qualified to invite to the business because you haven't reached the success you have. All of us have these stupid limiting beliefs that hold you back from talking about it. Invite to what you love. Maybe you're inviting them to this incredible community of women who just want to do life together. Live your healthiest, happiest, most fulfilling life. You lock arms, you grow together. Invite them to your community and say, I'm building a community of women who want to just grow and develop and live healthy lives together. Is this something you want to check out? Is this something you want to get info about? Do you want to, whatever you love. That's why I shared at the beginning, I was inviting to make fitness your business because I was the yo-yoer and that's what I needed. That's what I was loving about it. It was like, it's my job to take care of myself, to grow, to post on social media and to talk to people. Like, this is legit. This is freaking cool. So I was inviting the person who I was a month ago who struggled showing up and saying yes to their health to do this, not to do my challenge group, to do this, because this was the answer to showing up and stopping the yo-yo. This was the answer. That's what I was inviting other people to because I knew that's what I needed. So what do you need? What are you here for? What are you loving? Invite them to that. 10 of them every day. Okay?
I think that's all we need to know. We're going to invite 10 people to what we love every day. And now we're going to get off this call and go do that. We're not going to get off this call and go think about it or take notes on it. We're actually going to get off the call and go do it. That's all that matters. When in doubt, just take action. So let's go do that. And also go get the books that Ruth told me to get weeks ago, but don't be me and wait on them. Get them and then actually read them. Okay? That's your other tip today. Cool. We'll see you guys in the message thread. Let's make it a great week.